Today, we're going to be talking about the top 5 things I wish I knew before PCSing to Beale Air Force Base. And I know this is going to be a great topic, so stay tuned. Okay, so first things first, who am I? So my name is Delmar Wood. I'm a local realtor here in Roseville, California, and I've separated from the military last year, actually medically retired June of 2022, and I was stationed at Beale for about a year and a half before I got out the military. My time before, I spent 5 years in Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas, and then I spent 2 years in Guam with my family being an instructor for Red Horse. My background is civil engineering, as I'm a construction project manager by trade, so I have very good understanding of how homes are built, and that's why I focus on veterans like yourself and like myself and new construction homes as well, because I'm very familiar with that as I also live in a new construction home. So today we're going to be talking about housing, top cities that people live in near the base, things to do, BAH rates, and also weather and wildfires, something people don't really talk about as much. Number one, people live on base and off base, just like any other location. But the difference between Beale is known to be very austere, and I don't want to use that word to mean that it's very far off. But if you've been in Nellis, it's kind of like how you have Creech. It's very far off from population, and most people that live in cities, and I'll talk about this later on, the commute is generally 30 to 45 minutes, and that's very normal here compared to other locations and other bases where you might live closer to base. But the reason most people choose to live off base is because there's just more things to do while base doesn't have as much to do. For example, restaurants they have, Subway, Burger King, the BX is not as large, so there's only a few spots that's usually in there. And they do have food trucks that come on base to service every now and then you have the DFAC, and those are the majority of your options right there. Okay, number two, let's talk about the top cities that people live in. That way you can have options, and go ahead and jump on Zillow or contact myself and look at the homes in a different area and figure out based on the commute, based on your personal family lifestyle, where it is that you would like to live. So Roseville, for number one, is about 30 to 45 minutes depending on where you live. Lincoln, you're looking at maybe 30 to 35 minutes depending on where you live in Lincoln, because those are all Placer County, as well as Rockland, California. So Rockland is about the same as Roseville. It's about 30 to 45 minutes depending on where you're located. You have Yuba City, which is a little bit closer to base, more up north than being closer down to Sacramento. You're looking about 25 or 35 minutes if you live in Yuba City to get to base. And then you have also Plumas Lake, which is a little bit closer to Yuba City, but that you're looking about 20 to 25 minutes if you live there as well. And there is a large military population that lives in Plumas Lake due to the close location of base, and you can still come down to Sacramento as well. Talk about number three, things to do. So locally, there's a lot to do, and that comes back to also where you live. So the Sacramento Kings have been doing so great this year. I don't know if you watch basketball or not, but if you have caught up, the city is alive and well due to the Sacramento Kings finally having a good year, the first time in about 16 years. So it's a very exciting time to even go down to Sacramento. So you have downtown Sacramento, which there's so much to do. So if you live in between Roseville, Rockland, maybe Plumas Lake, you can get down there pretty quickly. Lincoln, you can get down to Sacramento within about 30 to 40 minutes as well. So being here is pretty cool that you can get down to a big city with 400,000 plus people in 30 to 40 minutes. As well, you can just go up north and get away as well. So there's so much things to do here. You have the Galleria Mall here in Roseville, Rockland area. It's in Roseville, but it's pretty close to both. The fall time, you have what's called the Bishop's Farm, and that's right off base, and it's very popular, not only for military people, but all the cities. We also have road trips. Road trips are very popular here at Beale Air Force Base, and just being in California, there's so much to do. You can literally, Sacramento is so known because you can go 2 hours up and you can be in Lake Tahoe where it's snowing. You could be 2 hours down to San Francisco, where it's even a bigger city with millions of people as well. You can go fishing, you can go outdoors, you can go to beaches. If you're PCSing here, this is really exciting. I know Beale isn't a very known base as far as on the list of what we know, because myself as well, when I found out I was going to Beale, I was like, I guess I'm going to California. But my wife is local to here, so I knew I was coming close to Sacramento, so I had a background information in that. But Beale is a very cool base because the mission is very cool. Oh, ladies, I forgot to add, if you're watching this, Napa Valley is a short drive away as well, hour and a half, 2 hour trip. You can go down to Wine County and get some of the best wine in the country right from your base, and then go back home the same day. So that's pretty awesome. Number four, let's talk about weathers and wildfire. That's not something I was aware of before I got here, so I decided to add that because You might want to know that in the summertime, fires are very common here in California. I'm sure you've heard that before. ACE does a really good job of preparing for the wildfire, and you'll see right around this time right now, they'll do prescribed burns. And CE and the fire department will go out there and they will just burn the grass because they're better off burning it than a fire coming in and getting out of control. So you'll see a lot of prescribed burns on base. The grass will be black. You'll kind of get used to seeing it that way. But I didn't even add this in my notes, but this is a really cool fact about Beale, and I'll just add it in right now. So if you're still watching, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and reach out to me as well. But Beale is known for having cows. It's the only base that we have a cowboy. So that's a cool fact. And when you drive into base, it's pretty cool because when we have cows on base, you actually see the count and you get to see if the cow count is going up or the cow count is going down because they go on and off depending on the time of the year. So when it's wildfire season, there aren't going to be any cows out on those fields. But that is a cool fact. You're going to have a cowboy at your base. Number 5, last but not least, so if you stuck around this long, thank you so much for watching this video. BAH rates. Let's talk about BAH rates because we all want to know what it is. I hope you looked it up already. You can find it on Beale Housing, and I'm sure I'll put it up right here for you to see as well. 2,700 to 3,100 if you're enlisted, and then you're looking about 3,100 to 3,500 if you're an officer. So the BAH is very good because it actually has risen over the last few years. I remember it used to be about 2,400, so the fact that it's gone up about $250 to $300 is very, very impressive and very, very helpful for people with families. When I was stationed there, we were talking to the chief commanders, trying to convince them of how expensive it was to live at Beale because people were trying to survive instead of even being able to live. So very good that they have increased the BAH rate here at Beale. Thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me that if you stuck around this long, but really I'm on a mission to help as many veterans as I can use their VA loan and get into a home and attain home ownership because it's so huge and it is a great way to build wealth. If you're moving every few years, you can look at it as buying a home. Maybe you can sell or you can hold. There's so many different options there, but without going in so much in depth on the real estate, shoot me a text, give me a call anytime you feel like. Thank you for watching and God bless.